Hello, aloha, talofa, and I forget what the Indonesian is for hello, but I'll have Gio, my brother, say that when he comes on. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Roots of Barbering. I want to thank everybody for following along so far on our Instagram page, and those that have subscribed. We appreciate it. I think we're almost at 1 million subscribers, minus 999,000 or so. And we got a good topic today. Today we're going to talk about building a clientele, which is important for everyone. If you're a new apprentice, a new barber, even an existing barber starting off at another shop or at a new shop. So excited to get into it. Brother Gio, you there?
What's up? What's up, man?
That's not Indonesian for hello.
Oh no,
What's up?
Selamat.
This guy. What's up?
What's up?
What's up, bro? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So we're talking about what good is being a barber if you got no one to cut their hair, right? So this is probably one of the most important things is how do you build a clientele, especially from day one, right? You want to start building it like the moment you decide that this is what you want to do, pretty much. So we'll talk on some topics on how each of us has done that. And Gia, I'll let you start it off.
So for me, I think pretty obvious what you do. Start out as an apprentice, as giving things for free. Make advertisement for free. Start off with your friends. Start off with your family and everything, and then slowly progress to real customers. I mean, like your family and friends are customers, but they're still a little bit.
They're always the guinea pigs first.
Yeah, exactly.
Man,
and they give you a little bit more confidence, right? To start off with somebody who is who you know in your area or in a circle, because that gives you that confidence boost that you really need for the beginning of career.
Most definitely. Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing. And later on, I already knew for myself that I can talk a lot with people and easy to people. So most of the time, if I see somebody who has a cool haircut, I think like, "Hey, man, yo, what's up, man? I'm Gio. Hey, I'm a barber at Gio's Chop Shop. Hey, are you interested in a haircut? I can start off for free, man. And maybe you want to be a model for the first time or whatever." And I think you got a lot of platforms, Facebook, they got a lot of groups, Instagram. I think you can look up for hashtags, or maybe you can even post and then make an own hashtag, where people can check that out. And always start local instead of like the big audience, right?
Yeah.
And I think start with your neighbor or whatever where you live at, I think.
Well, I think like you said, you touched on the platform, Instagram and Facebook. I think it's key to build a platform for yourself, a page, even if you have your own personal page on Facebook or Instagram, but start a barbering one specifically for your barbering, right? And keep it open. First of all, don't make a page and have it private where nobody can see it. You can do that for your personal page, but if you're going to be a barber and you're looking to grow and expand, it's advisable that you make it public for other barbers to see, to network, for clients to see. When I first started, when I was in the beauty school, that's when I actually built my own website. I didn't know much about building a website, but there's plenty of free websites teach you how to build the most basic things. So I started my website, the same domain that I have now, when I was in beauty school. That was like 12 years ago, maybe more. I forget how long back. But when I hadn't even done any haircuts or anything, but I wrote a little bio about myself and a little bit history of what I was doing and my journey and my dreams. And I made a business card for myself as a student, put my website on there, and just kind of handed it out to people, and started trying to build an audience for myself. This was way before Instagram came about. But by the time Instagram came, I had like a little following on my Facebook business page, and people kind of, at least friends and family and some people in the Facebook groups, so that it's important to start building an audience for yourself of any kind, right? And then you can refer that to customers, potential customers, like, oh, here's my card. You can check out my work on my Instagram page, or if you like, I'm building an audience content for my Instagram page. Would you like a free haircut in exchange for photos, right? Like, as you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you start professional, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you have all the tools right now what
Oh,
we
man.
didn't have right
Ah,
back in the day, right? I mean, like there's so much platforms and so
even
much.
even even phone picture quality is better when you take
Oh
it now than
man,
we had,
it's crazy, man. Just it's insane, man. You don't even have to have a camera. I like to shoot
Yeah.
with a camera, but a phone
Yeah.
camera on the fly, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a geek, to make a
Yeah.
good picture right now. The only
Yeah.
thing where you need to look at is profile, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you do it professionally, like what you said, like with business card, your own website, on
Yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah.
make everything open. People are really
Yeah.
interested in your background and the personal touch you give it.
The personal touch, your story,
Yeah,
what's your story?
yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's
Yeah.
it's it's really important. I think that's the main reason how you get your clients as well,
Yeah.
because you open up to them so they can open up to you as well.
Yeah.
So you don't be scared, I mean, like
Yeah.
you can talk to people. No, you already got. You can have a yes, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always a
When you're
no.
talking to people and you have that card on you, you can say, like you say, like, hey, I'm Gio from Gio's Chop Shop. Here's my card. I'd love to do a photo shoot of you in my barbershop, man. I think you have really cool hair.
Exactly.
Or even if you see a client, or like you see somebody in the grocery store and you could be standing behind them and you see, like, oh, I could do that haircut. It's okay for you just to politely say, hey, how you doing, sir? I just, don't mean to bother you, but I'm a barber. My name is Mark, and this is my card. And I see the haircut you have. I'd love to, give you an alternative to. You have a great barber, but if you're ever looking for another, try somewhere else, like, here's my card. Cold calling back in those days before the internet was born. Old school barbers, they put an ad in the yellow pages. And for those that don't know what the yellow pages are, man, I can't help you, man. I already dated myself. Let's go on Google and type yellow pages, and then let Google explain it to you.
Shit, man.
But you'd have to take you might have to pay an ad in the newspaper. And again, if you don't know what a newspaper is, man, just Google it. But you had to pay for your advertising most of the time. And my business, that's for the shop in Berkeley, the parlor's been around now for 8 full years. I've never paid for any advertising. I haven't paid 1 cent in advertising. Everything that we've built off of was my own sort of social media, trying to build it up slowly, build my story slowly, Facebook, and then Yelp, like if you have a rating system, I'm sure Yelp is everywhere now, but you build your ratings, and if you don't have a Yelp and you're starting off as a barber and your barbershop, maybe they have a Yelp, but you can start your own Yelp business page, and have your customers start reviewing you, so that, the more positive reviews you can get, the more people will see it and come towards you. So there's a lot of stuff you can do that costs absolutely nothing.
Nope.
Plus you have $0 to do in a day and age now where you can get your name out there pretty fast without spending any money.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I mean, like, there's so much apps, man, and you can do
Yeah.
a lot of
Oh,
things. But the
yeah.
only thing is, it's just you have to go a little bit in depth with all the stuff. It
Yeah.
it takes a while, but
Yeah.
as soon as you know it, it's only for
Yeah.
the benefit of yourself. What I always
Yeah.
did, every jacket that I had, I put my business cards in,
Yeah.
and not only my
Nice.
wallet, because every
Yeah.
jacket that I had, oh yeah, oh hey, look at it.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
got my
That's smart.
business card.
Yeah.
I intend to be forgettable,
Oh, I know, man.
know?
I know.
So I made it a habit of it, just
Yeah.
put every business card in every jacket, so I'm
Yeah.
always prepared.
Hey, and the last thing you want is, or the one thing you don't want is for someone to say, "Oh, let me get your card," and you're like, "Oh man."
Exactly,
Oh.
always be
Well, you can
prepared,
look,
man.
you can look on Google or whatever, look up, and no one's gonna remember what your handle is on,
No, man, no.
Uh,
No, exactly.
Complicated underscore at mark underscore exclamation point hashtag. They're like, nobody gonna do that,
No,
man.
man.
You know. So have cards on you. It's cheap. Go to vistaprint.com and you can make some free ones on there, or get them for like pennies on the dollar. So if you got a computer and a printer, just go buy some card stock at the office supply store and print your own business cards from home. It doesn't take a lot, man.
No, I think that's the easiest job there is. The only thing is, and that's mainly how you develop your own skills, and that's more
Yeah,
like social skills, is to do these
yeah,
things more often.
yeah,
Because if
yeah,
you can't do that,
yeah,
um, it's
yeah,
easier to do it in your own life as well, right? And especially with conversations in the chair, then
yeah, yeah,
because people are intent to nowadays they really like to have the personal contacts.
yeah.
You have to practice those
You
things.
gotta you gotta get out. The one thing I hated was when I was in my degree, my business degree was in business administration. So a lot of places I worked, there had to be some sales involved, and I hated doing cold call sale. Like you got to call up the thing, like multi
Yeah,
marketing, call
yeah,
something up, or I hated that, right? And so I think most of us are not. I mean, in general, are not like just go up to somebody and say, "Hey, how you doing, sir?" Like I can do that all day, right? I can introduce myself for small talk all day if I wanted to. And there's something missing in society where we don't do enough of that. Where if you do it well enough and you hone your ability to say like, "How you doing, sir? Hey, I just wanted to. Don't mean to interrupt. My card. I'm a barber. I never knew it. The new shop down the road. I just opened up, or I'm just working over here and trying to build up a clientele. I love your haircut. I'd love a chance to work on that hair one of these days. All my information's on there, and have a good day. It's takes nothing to do that, right?
no, no.
And we fear rejection a lot. But man, if you fear rejection a lot and you just become a barber and sit and wait for customers to come walking in, you'll never build a clientele strong enough to support a lifestyle or your earnings or your household expenses. It just won't work if you just sit there and wait.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You gotta pick up the pieces. Everywhere. There's a lot of things. Well, people think like, I don't know. You just have to
Yeah,
do it. You have to get over
yeah,
that little rich. Like, hey, man, just do
yeah,
it. Just do it.
yeah,
And
yeah. Build those habits, man. You gotta make it a habit. Even like using the Instagram to build over these years, like I've tried to be, I try to make it a habit to do my daily posts and respond to everybody, and build a connection and an audience so that if a potential customer was to find my website in a Google search and then they went to one of the platforms and they went to Instagram and then my Instagram would hopefully show them that this is what the brand is all about and this is what I'm about and they can see that my personality kind of shows and my beliefs show in the photos that I post and it brings them closer to it gives them an idea of what they can expect when they come into the barbershop, right? So if you do that, if everyone does that for themselves, build their social media pages, have their Yelp pages, customers are going to research you before they come in, right? So give them something to see. So give them something to see. Your haircuts, especially, that's what is really going to draw them in. But give them something more than just the haircuts.
yeah,
A page of just flawless haircuts. That tends to attract mostly barbers that are interested in looking at flawless haircuts. Whereas a customer might want to see like, well, I want to see something personal about Gio. What does Gio like? Can I relate to Gio if I sit in his chair? Um,
I don't do a lot on my Instagram. I just post haircuts.
yeah,
Sometimes I put
yeah.
something in the description. I just, for me, it's kind of
But you
like,
can see your personality come through in yours because you do videos too and you talk.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
And your photos are not, when you're in the background, you can see the expression
yeah,
and the sense of style that your shop has and that you have, and the sense of fashion that you and your guys have. So you can get a feel of the culture of your shop,
yeah.
just by coming on your page.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's the funny thing. I'm better with live videos and all that
Yeah,
kind of thing, and that's
yeah,
also something you can use for your to
yeah.
attract those
Oh yeah,
customers. Like,
yeah,
hey man,
yeah,
make an open advertisement. I mean, like, there's so much cool stuff you can do with filters and text
Oh,
ads and whatever.
yeah,
You just
yeah.
gotta see the opportunities, between the lines, and
Yeah.
I think if you keep on
Hey,
doing that.
I barely just figure out Instagram now after these years, and I can't be bothered trying to figure out the algorithm anymore. Like, this is what you get. This is it, man. You know,
Yeah, man. I mean, like,
it's got to be consistent. Just post, be consistent.
yeah, yeah. I think that's something for the beginning,
Yeah,
especially for the beginners. It's just like just post everything, Don't be
yeah,
ashamed.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can put in I'm just a newbie
yeah,
or beginner or
yeah,
apprentice or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Don't be afraid to post that because
Nah,
every one of us started at the bottom, and a
yeah,
lot of people intend to forget that. No,
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
give no gratitude for the upcoming stars or the upcoming guys. They
Right.
just want to that just want to cut hair. Not everybody
Yeah,
wants to be on a stage or want to have a
yeah,
million followers or is
yeah,
as young as 16 or whatever. Uh,
yeah,
I mean, like, you got some old cats, even yourself, started really
yeah,
late in the business,
yeah,
but you do it with a purpose of providing, for yourself, your
yeah,
family, and also your customers feel that it's an honest
yeah,
business, right?
yeah,
And if you start like that as a beginner, and if you make it a habit, that will
yeah,
last a lot of your career, man. And that's the best advice I can give. And
yeah,
just enjoy the ride. And people
yeah,
will, if people intend to like you just
yeah,
because the person who you are, they will stay
yeah,
longer.
yeah.
You're not gonna have everybody as long as you live, but most of
No.
the people, they will stay. Hardcore people, they will
Yeah,
stay. And for like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, it's not about your followers that you have. it's,
no.
it's the little
Yeah,
people, that come to the shop because of your advertisement on the social platforms,
yeah, yeah,
but if you gradually grow, it's always better than exploding it,
yeah,
because you lose a lot after that,
yeah,
because people just look at pictures and they scroll through, but mainly those that unfollow you are
yeah,
most of the times they are barbers
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
not your customers. But your
Right.
customers, they will keep on following you because you can put in a lot of stuff what's for you and for them valuable, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's like I would say I would use an analogy that building a clientele is like fishing, right? You're going fishing. So, I mean, I'm no expert fisherman. Shoot, to be honest, I've never even gone fishing in myself, but I've seen it, right? And so, like,
Discovery.
one at a time. I might not be the best person to give this analogy, but like if you're just fishing for one, and you got your pole and you just sit there, right? Much of that is a waiting game, and you're just and you appreciate the waiting game, the downtime until you catch a fish and you lure it in, you get one, and then you start that process over again, right? So that's one way, and then the other way is casting a net, right? Casting a wide net in the hopes of catching a lot or more than one, multiple fish. So I always thought that the best way for me to build a clientele was to cast the net, right? And the net would be your social media, your Yelp, your business card, your Facebook, like all different lures to bring people in, right? And or even if you just do it by one, you try to get one in. But the goal is to eventually bring in as many fish as you can by using the bait of your social media, your website, all those different things are just bait, right? Those are things that people to see and to be drawn in and then maybe take an interest in you. What actually builds the clientele is what you do when they get in your chair. That's when you build the clientele, right? You're attracting people to come in, but how you keep them is and keep them in the boat, keep the fish in the boat is how well you give service, how well you give conversation, how well and proficiently you do your haircut.
Yeah.
And if you do those successfully the first time that they sit in your chair, and consistently the second time and consistently the third time, that person will be loyal to you for as long as you remain consistent, right? And then you just repeat that with everyone else that comes in. So it's important then to cast that wide net. You have to try to have your own business cards to hand out. You have to build your own little Instagram page and put whatever we want to put on there. Like, think of those as the bait. Like, what are you throwing out there for people to see to bring them into you, right?
Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
That's a good thing. And
Did that sound like a fisherman? Did that sound like a
yeah,
fisherman, at
it
least?
does, man. You know, you even come
Yeah,
from Samoa, man. You know,
yeah, no,
why you not fishing, man? That's
I just
like,
go buy it at the market. Bro, I just could buy it at the market, man. Buy it at the market, bro. It's easier.
yeah,
Uh,
man. But it's also here's a tip as well. If you have a day, right? You know, a day has 8 to 10 hours. If you
yeah,
just
yeah,
have 2 customers,
yeah,
treat those customers like
yeah,
it's the best treatment they can have, right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and really give them a that's mainly the best thing you can do.
yeah,
If you have a little bit time, take the
yeah.
time, you know?
Yes, yeah,
I mean, like for some shops, they're fast lane shops, you know, a happy hour,
yeah,
20 minutes,
yeah,
15 minutes,
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah,
man, if you don't got anything else to do for the day, better give
yeah,
that person a little bit more attention so you know,
yeah,
hey, I did
yeah,
my very, very, very best,
yeah, yeah,
even on the model as same thing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then that will give a good, comfortable boost
Yeah.
self.
Yeah, and then they're gonna go and share that experience with a few of their friends and say, like, "Hey, man, I checked out this new barbershop. This guy was pretty cool. Did a great job. You know, if you guys looking for a new barber, like, go check out this guy Gio. Go check out this guy MJ." You know, when I first opened, when I started getting my first sort of stream of first time customers coming in, right? And they said they found me on Yelp, right?
Mm.
And so the guy would sit there. So this is the first time. Every time I came in, it's the first time I've seen these people. And then after they would leave, you know, I really focused on my service because I was still fairly new at cutting hair and wasn't as confident as I am now at doing it. But I said, like, I'm going to give you good service. So as they were leaving, I would thank them, you know, like, oh, thank you. You know, I really appreciate it. You know, and so I enjoyed it, man. I'll be back, you know, and then I'll say, like, really, please, like, it's secure. Please come back. And then when the dude came back, I'm like, oh, it worked, man. Right. It worked. Like, my level of service was enough to show him that it was better than wherever he was going before me. That, you know, he could have gone back to his regular person, but he came back to me for something, for a reason. And maybe it was the haircut, but I know it's for sure the service. So
Yeah.
again, once you can get them in the chair, it's up to you. It's up to us as the barbers, whether you're an apprentice, whether you're a seasoned barber, even if you're in barber school and you guys coming to you at the barber college, like, give them something more that they haven't had before, and that tends to usually be in that goes back to the past video of your personality and that 70%, right? So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks a lot for the conversation, man. I
yeah,
think
brother.
it's
Always,
time.
yeah.
It's time for our what was it again?
Summary. A summary.
A
A summary
summary.
is a summary is if you grew up on an island and you should know how to fish, but you go to the fish market instead. That's a fail, man. You're failing. You're failing your culture.
Oh yeah.
But the real summary is, like, it's a nonstop process. Building a clientele is nonstop. From the day you start to get into this, like, yeah, reach out to people, man. Reach out to people you know. Reach out to strangers. Don't be scared of rejection. If you hand out a business card, you know, print up 100, and if you still got if you're a barber that printed up 100 business cards and you still have 90 business cards left after like 3 months, you're not doing enough to build a clientele, man. You know, if you started an Instagram and you're posting once a month or once a week, maybe that may not be enough in this generation to build a clientele and to build an audience for yourself and to give people that want to know who you are. You know, the more outlets, the more forms of bait you can give to people to see you and attract them to you. The better off chances you have to build a clientele that will support you, you know, as long as you just want to be a barber, right? So, yeah, just keep building, just keep growing. Use all the free resources that are out there, social media. I mean, website building, it's all free. Making cards, you can get those done for free. And just be relentless, right? Be relentless about it. Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you
Hey,
subscribe.
hold on. I gotta say something before. I'm not gonna let you off this easy,
Oh
man.
shit.
If you're from Indonesia, man, you should know how to catch fish too, bro. Shoot.
I know. I'm a fisherman, man. I did that long ago. I even do it with a wooden stick, man.
I know how to do it. It's in my genetics, bro. And if I want to go fishing, I could just go out there today and catch heck of fish, man. Okay? It's in my blood.
Yeah, man. That's the same for me, you know. I just like, yo, man, I can do that. I can do
Yeah.
that.
All right, everybody. Thank you again. Share, ask us questions, leave comments, hit the subscribe and notifications, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace. Love you, brother.